at what point are you just gonna decide that that you're never gonna get married, and it's literally over? And that's the point that I'm at now, is just trying to convince myself that, like, yeah, what am I waiting around for? It's over, so I should just go rogue and just just do whatever I want. Either be a hermit or just like be a hobo, like train hopping, and just like be a just yeah, do it. Sell my house, sell my truck, sell my bike, and then just blow it all and just be a hobo. Why not? And that was at least whenever if like you're like a top loser and you live with your parents and you don't have a job, you have like a mick job. At least then you get to be like, yeah, not saying one is worse than the other, but at least you get to cope by saying, that's why I don't have a girlfriend. Because I have a shitty job. I don't make money. If I had a good job and I had a house and a nice car and stuff like that, then I would then a girl would fall out of the sky, and then I'd but it really doesn't matter. I mean, I think some people realize that is it really doesn't matter. We're really at that point in the decline, and the everything decline, where it doesn't matter, because I have a house. I have a 3-bedroom house all to myself. I have multiple vehicles. The motorcycle that you see, I bought that one brand new. And yeah, it doesn't matter. And this was one of my copes, actually, that you're looking at. This was me coping. Oh, I'll learn how to ride a motorcycle. And then like and then a girl will fall out of the sky. It's like that episode of South Park where question mark, first we steal underpants, question mark, profit. It's exactly like that. First I'll do this and that, I'll get a good job and I'll buy a house and I'll do all this stuff. Question mark, girl falls out of the sky. Because that's the only way that this would work. There ain't no, you're just gonna you're gonna do some pickup artist thing and just go like call the pro. I've done that. And that's the thing. And I'm not shy. I'm not shy either. I don't even have that excuse. I'm not. I've done that thing where you just walk up to random women and talk to them and stuff. I've done that a million times. It doesn't matter. Best case, if you want to call it the best case scenario, like you will talk to them and get along with them and trade phone numbers and then she'll ghost you after you talk to her one time, or text her one time or whatever. That's usually the as far as it goes, because she has an iPhone and she talks to 400,000 other people every hour through her 6 social media personas, and smartphones paired with social media has just been like an atomic bomb on our entire lives. It was the worst thing to ever happen to us, and I think that's because that's the biggest difference between now and just like a generation ago. I want to say the shift happened. I noticed something was wrong. Because I'm 37 now, so I remember back before people had social media. Whenever it was just like a very limited thing, like back on the MySpace days. And people didn't have smartphones back then. Back in like 2000, 7 and 8, I was in the Navy at the time, and I remember all that stuff. People didn't have it was about 2011 is whenever I noticed that something was wrong, like things were changing, and for the worse. Like it was just becoming harder to connect with other people, and during this time period is whenever people started getting smartphones. That's whenever that People are throwing away their flip phones and getting smartphones. And everybody has a black brick in their pocket. And that was just the worst thing to happen. And ever since then, it's been a steady decline since then. And it doesn't maybe if you're not. I heard someone else talking about this. Some other YouTuber. He was like, you need to, and it's so true because I've said this a million times. If you don't meet a girl in college now, like if you're listening to this, you're one of the 12 people that'll ever listen to this. You have to trick a girl into liking you whenever you're in college. Like within a few years, this needs to happen. You need to find a woman that's you're going to marry, and you need to be thinking wife, wife, wife. You don't want to be, I just want to have different sexual experiences. Nope, don't think like that. You have to be thinking wife, wife. You have to be very determined to find a wife while you're still in college. Because as soon as if you start getting, the older you get, the more detached you are from it, and you're not going to find a woman that's in your appropriate age range, like within 6 years younger than you or whatever, and that either isn't married or just like, it's just not going to happen. You're not going to find an appropriately aged woman that is single and doesn't have like 3 kids that is available to you. It's just not going to happen. And I don't know. I know 0 women. I've lived in my house for 7 years, and the last time I went on a date was 2018. Well, that's not exactly true. I went on a date with a girl last year, but now I hardly even count that. The last time I really was like dating was 2018. That's how long ago this was. And I started kind of like having a secret, this little conversation with myself, and I was like, you know what? If I'm not married by 39, I'm just gonna go rogue. I'm just gonna stop caring, because the whole reason why I did all this stuff, the whole reason why I bought a house, the whole reason why I was like, oh, what's a family man do? All this, I did all that, and it's not like it. At no point, no matter what I did in this, I'm gonna ride a motorcycle. Girls like motorcycles. That's cool. At no point in this adventure did a girl fall out of the sky. And a girl's not going to fall out of the sky next year or the year after that. And I'll be 39 by then. So like I'm just trying to convince myself, like, yeah, okay, that's it. It's over. It really is. It's truly over. But that doesn't mean jump off a bridge. You know, I should just, yeah, I mean, what's the point of even having a house and like having a good job where I, make decent money and stuff? Why? What am I saving up to do? Because the older I get, the harder it'll get. I won't be. The one reason why you want to get married is that you have someone that start, taking care of you, or you're going to help each other out the older you get. And now I have to start worrying about that. Like in just 20 years from now, I'm going to start having like old people problems. I'm going to need someone to drive me to my doctor's appointment. And like I can't be bothering. I mean, my parents will be gone by then. And I won't be able to. It'll be really bad then. It'll be more than over. I'll be wishing it's over then. And it's bad. If you're young, if you're in your 20s, your early 20s, and you're like, oh, it's over, like you go to, if you're in your 20s, like if you're younger than 25, go to college, even if it's just to take like a painting class or something. Get in there. Like that's your only hope. And now it's not like it used to be. You don't have people that match make for you anymore. You don't have friends or family or anything. Dating apps are abysmal. Don't download a dating app. Yeah, I get it. I've met girls on dating apps as well. And I already know someone's going to be like, oh, but that's how people date now. Dating app. Oh, yeah. OkCupid. Like I dated a girl I met on OkCupid. I've met lots of girls through dating apps and had relationships with some of them. Even got to have some meaningless sex with some of them. And it's not like that does anything for you. Uh, that doesn't help. That doesn't give you a wife. Just because if you get to have meaningless sex with a girl, like if you're like fantasizing about that, you're like, oh, I want a girlfriend because so I can have meaningless sex. That's bad, and that's just part of it. And Chad doing that over and over with these girls that just throw themselves at these guys, these 9 and 10 out of 10 guys. That's part of the problem because they think like because they're thinking like a 15-year-old. There's guys that are my age that think like 15-year-olds, and they just want to just have meaningless sex with hot girls whenever they want. And it's never been a better time that I guess if you want to think like a 15-year-old and you were Chad and you or it looked like a Calvin Klein model, it's probably if you basically just want to act like a teenager your entire life, there's never been a better time to do it. But if you are a serious person and you're like, I don't see any point in doing that, is doing that a little bit isn't going to help you. It's not going to do anything for you. And I guess I don't want to make this video too long. I'll like keep it under 15 minutes. But yeah, go to college, do whatever, and then you just have to and then you have to be the outgoing person that talks to all these girls. You have to just do that because if you get to be old, like me, that's when it's over. It's not over for you if you're under 25, and like every year that you get over that, you're getting closer to being in your 30s. It's just gonna be that much harder. Because yeah, you really there's no apparatus that's going. You can't go down to the wife store. That used to be church. Going to the wife store was just being active in your church, and it's not like that anymore. And again, that's just another thing that I've tried. I've went to several different churches. I've had a lot of time to do this. I've been in my 30s for a long time now. All through my 30s. I bought this house whenever I was 30 years old. And so my entire I'm 37 now. So for these 7 years, I've tried every one of those things. I went to several different churches. I've tried being involved in like different little like trying to get invited to like other people's parties, like coworkers. So I'm like, oh, I can expand my social circle to other people, and like none of that shit matters. Because we're just at that point where, if you use cold approach girls, even if like I was saying in the beginning of this, the best thing that can happen is like you do trade phone numbers and she ghosts you because she talks to 400 other people every 3 seconds. And so there's nothing that's gonna like pull you back out of it. You just like get stuck in a loop of doing that over, and it's extremely demoralizing. Not just like being on dating apps, and it's just bad. It's really bad. Like, damn. And just like approaching women is like it's so demoralizing, and like that. I've walked up to women. That's one of the last times I did that. It was just like trying to talk to random women, and like just the look that they get. Like some of them look afraid, and it's like I don't look like a fucking freak or anything. I look pretty average, just a regular white dude. And like I've walked up to girls and like nurses like wearing their scrubs and stuff just outside somewhere, and just it was like, oh, you know what, I saw you and you're cute and I just want to say hi to you. And they just like they look like they're scared, and like as soon as I see like the look of fear, and I'm just like, and I just want to back off, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I don't want to just run away, but I'm just like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, you look a little nervous, so I'm just gonna leave you alone. All right, and yeah, that's really not good. I hate that. And I'm just like, damn it. Well, like, why do you look like that? Why do you? or like just talking to yeah, talking to women at a bar. That's never gone well either. That's really bad. Like, and like a lot of people say that they don't know. They watch like TikTok and like YouTube videos on their phone, and it's like, oh, the guy's talking to you. If you're by yourself, or even with one other guy, then you're a creep. If you like you talking to any girl, everybody's just gonna look at you and want to like use you as a prop to like dunk on you and shit. Like, oh look, this guy's creeping. And like you talking to a girl in any way is you being a creep. And like I've almost gotten fights over talking to girls. I remember one time I was playing pool at a place, a pretty popular bar around here. I'm playing pool, and then like this dude just ran comes. I was playing pool with another dude, just some random guy. I was like, oh, you want to play? And then like this was minutes later after I said something to some chick, and he walks over there. He's just like, oh, you gotta stop bothering those girls, dude. And I was like, what? Who? And I thought that maybe he thought I was someone else. And I was like, who? He was like, those girls right there. And I was like, yeah, I think I said something to her like 5 minutes ago or something. What happened? And it was like some hi, how are you type stuff. It wasn't like anything weird. And I was like, this is what happens. Like, she probably said something to somebody else. And I was like, oh, that guy talked to me. And then they take that as, oh, I'm gonna be alpha by big boy. I'm gonna be a big boy, and I'm gonna show him. I'm gonna show that creepy guy not to talk to girls. And it's like that's happened a few times, and it's so cringe. I'm just like, I'm not gonna get in a fight over you about this. Like, you're just trying to be a tough guy. And that's pathetic. And but if you're in a group, that doesn't happen in a group because these people are cowards. They'll only do that if you're alone. If you have like more than a couple of people with you, and you're at a bar, and it's like they're not going to do that then. They just want to use you as a prop if you're alone. But yeah. So don't let it be over if you're in your 20s and. It's bad out here. Oh, I need to add another one of my copes that I did this for a couple years is going to a gym. I've been to two gyms actually. I used to do like CrossFit years ago in my 20s, and so I went to another CrossFit like boot camp type thing because I was like, oh, girls would be there, which they were. Pretty much all of them married, and I think there's like one that wasn't. Oh, pretty good looking. Even the married ones are pretty good looking, and I think even the one or two that weren't, they just weren't having it. I just couldn't really talk to them. But yeah, I did the CrossFit thing. I mean, it's good just to get exercise or whatever, and also went to Planet Fitness for like a year, and that just wasn't. Yeah, the same thing. It's just like there's no different than just being at a gym or being in public, just walking up to some random woman right there, and she's like clutching her mace. You know what I mean? And it's like they just have it in their heads, like if a guy ever tries to talk to you, it's time to call 911. I mean, that's like the look and feel. And again, I don't look scary. There's nothing about me that looks really super intimidating, or especially like in a public setting. This isn't like I'm not walking up to some girl in like a dark alley or something, and it's completely and just a general pop, just walking up and trying to talk like a normal person. And it's just like I don't know if it's like the stuff that they have in their heads for whatever reason. It's just like, unless this is like guy, let's say a Calvin Klein model, or it's like a kid or something. It's like they just act like I'm gonna do something to him, and it's like just a look, and like I hate that, and I think that was like a big one for me. It's like just that look. Oh, and I guess I'll add this into this video before it gets to be like 20 something minutes long. Is one of the things that pissed me off so bad, and I'm like, you can't treat people like this, because like we're entering a world where you cannot just blatantly disrespect people, because like people just go crazy. I mean, that's not me. I'm not going to do anything crazy, But like that's not something you see how people act just like in a Chick-fil-A drive-through. There's people just like completely losing their shit and like going on a rampage just like over the most minor little thing. And all demographics of people. It's like we're getting to that point where like it seems like a lot of different people are just losing it over something stupid. And I'm like, you can't just disrespect people like this. Like, don't do that. I was downtown. I was with a few friends, and we just left this bar, and it was kind of crowded, like kind of a downtown, area. And there was cars going by on the street, and so this sidewalk was kind of crowded. And I looked to my right, and there was like a group of girls, like maybe 4 or 5 of them, and they were like, I could tell they were trying to like squeeze by everybody. And so I stand back a little bit, just like make a hole for them to walk through. And since that first girl that walks through you're like 8 inches away from my face. You're right in front of me. And then so as she's walking by me, I literally just said hi. That was the only reason I'm saying hi to you is because it would be awkward to not say anything. You're right in front of me. So she's walking by and I say hi, and then she turns around like at a 45-degree angle just as she's walking away and just says no. Just says no. And I was just like, and her friends were like giggling or whatever, and I was just like, I just said, whatever. I just said some obscenities to her just out of anger. And I'm like, what would possess you to do that? And that it just that was one of the worst ones. But it's like that, and that the reason that was so bad and so demoralizing because like I wasn't even trying to talk to you. I was just saying, and if you don't want to talk to me, just don't say anything. Why would you say no to someone that says hi to you as like a courtesy? Like you're holding the door for somebody and you were just like, hey, what's up? You could just not say anything. Why would you just, oh my God, just thinking about it's pissing me off. Why would you say no? You scream no at someone. And I was like, I wasn't even trying to like hit on you or something. And like so what, it's over. Like you can't even talk to people in public. All that, you just have high inhibition and you have to, all the people that are saying, it's over for me because I have trouble talking to girls. I have a high inhibition. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm not shy. I'm normal looking. I and like I hate hearing the people there's these are like Gen X people or like boomers or something. People that have no clue what it's like out there, like in the dating world, if you want to call it that. It's just a nightmare. And they say stuff like, hey, what are you talking? Have you tried showering? Like you've heard this. And like they have no idea what type of person you are, or any of that stuff. It's like what you do for a living. It's like that's what I hate that. And like these people just need to get the hell off the internet and just stay away. Oh hey, all you have to do is they make it sound like it's some easy thing. All you have to do is just shower and just I don't know brush your teeth and then women will just clutch the gulag and paradrop out of nowhere. It's like you showering harder, you lifting weights harder, you brushing your teeth harder is not going to make women drop out of the sky. That's always, and again, it's the missing part. It's the question mark profit thing. They're just saying that like women are just going to pop up out of nowhere, or just going to fall in your lap or whatever. If you what? What, have you showered? You're talking about like hygiene, and you're like, why do you think? How insulting is that? They think like somehow, who needs to hear that? Who was just like, you know what? You're right. Damn, I just realized something. I don't brush my teeth or shower. Maybe I'll brush my. And it's like even if that person, it's like it would matter if you were at that level, if you were at like hobo status. And you need someone to tell you to brush your teeth and shower. What is that going to do? Who needs to hear that? Anyway, yeah. It's over.